We're live.
Who would have thought we're back at it again?
Yes, we are. This time in the showroom.
Yeah.
So if you can hear that sound, that would be the sound of the automated dryers doing their work.
I like to think that's the sound of money.
It is the sound of money. It is very much the sound of money. I'm going to turn this down so I don't hear myself talking. That's weird. Cool. And of course, as always, first from Puerto Rico.
Umberto, I'm proud of you.
He's first again.
Very proud of you.
Because if he's not first, then he's on second from Puerto Rico. And that gets awkward for everybody.
That would be, what if you change your name to like last from Puerto Rico? That would not be a good thing. Well, I was going to say, thanks everybody for tuning in this morning, or this afternoon, I guess you could say. Weather's changing. It's been nice. We're seeing more walk-in customers. Today has been an EV heavy day.
It has been an EV heavy day.
EV heavy trucks. So
yeah, not just EVs, but big, heavy EVs all over the place.
Surprised the floor has been able to handle this. Many of them as we've
One of them might be mine. Big orange thing behind us.
But it's been good. It's been nice. It's been. You can see it starting to slowly ramp up as people have been coming in, and the fact that folks are actually wanting to just drop in. And they're either stopping by to ask questions, or they're actually just showing up and going, got time for a detail.
Picking up some towels in the showroom waiting area, getting a detail on the way to the car wash. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's been great.
Look at that. So, Shark Blue Turbo, recognized. Still got the Pepsi.
Of course.
And then Seth Cordova, third from Colorado.
Hey, all right. Good work, Seth.
I'm going to actively use our live sessions to get myself a Liquid Death endorsement.
I think it's a great idea.
Seen the error of my ways. You did such a great job getting Pepsi on board. Liquid Death.
I worked hard that last few years of Rag Company to get Liquid Death on, and we became a death dealer.
Ooh,
so that's something cool. We can start doing here. But yes, I think we can really go for broke this time.
I feel like we could.
And get some Liquid Death in here. But I was going to say, we're 2 weeks away from TRCMA. Do you have any ideas of what they're going to be dropping or talking about, or products, or have you heard through the grapevine?
I've heard grumblings and stuff. I'm not going to spoil the surprise. Everybody's got to tune into TRCMA.
We can guess.
We can guess. I don't know. I've always wanted to see a car detailing Roomba of some kind. If somebody can make that happen.
Like a little one that you just put in the vehicle. And
just bounces around on the floors. That would, because I hate doing interiors. It's the worst part of any of these jobs.
That could be pretty good. What was that one that they made where it's like a magnet and you can put it on either side of your windshield?
Yeah, God,
and clean with it.
It's like that idea stolen from fish tank cleaning. That's where I first saw that. And I think I talked to you and Jeff about that at one point, and then somebody else already came to market with it, so I got beat to the punch. But
well, that's what happens half the time. But that'd be something that if someone could make that a little better or different, it would be fun. Because I hate windows.
Windows and interiors, if we can get away without doing those. I mean, you can happily have yours done here at the Autowash Showroom, but I'm not doing them.
I got they're open.
So we should probably talk about the last time we did a live stream. We were going to give a couple of these away.
Yes.
So did you have anybody in mind we want to send some of these to? Any of our friends who followed the rules, and maybe we can give away some more on this.
So I have to pull up and look because I don't remember off the top of my head, but I do know that Johnny Opolis did abide by the rules. Followed all the programs and all we asked him to follow you, follow me, follow Autowash, and leave a funny, humorous joke.
Do you remember what joke was?
He gave us 2 jokes, one on either channel. So I think on mine or yours, it was about a dog.
Yeah, that was the, yep.
And then there was another thing of like, what did the so-and-so say to this type of thing. So, John, we will be sending you a hat.
You're going to get the Autowash hat.
Don't worry about that. As to the second person, I can't remember off the top of my head, and I apologize for that. But short of that, G. Davis said he met you at one of the things. He left a comment.
G. Davis was going to be my pick, so we're going to pick him because he picks on me. So
yeah. So I feel like John Hull and the great G. Davis are the recipients of these.
The
hats.
Inaugural the first people to receive an Autowash hat outside of Autowash.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
a big honor, and nowhere near Colorado either of them.
Nowhere near.
So people are going to be like, what is that? And like, you can pretend it's a baseball team, or you can say, I have these friends, these cool guys in Colorado. They're part of this hybrid detail center car wash touchless thing, and they sent it to me, and then the international intrigue will grow.
I think it'll be great. I think they'll be great ambassadors for this.
Yes,
that's all that matters.
Absolutely agree.
So Any questions? Anybody leave anything?
There's a lot of comments saying hi on the, and first from Puerto Rico, Pepsi fan, in his case, Diet Pepsi, of course.
Yeah, this is zero sugar.
Pepsi Zero Sugar even.
Yeah.
So. I would also, I mean, you laugh, it has been an EV heavy week here at the showroom, both literally and figuratively, big heavy EVs. It's interesting because now that I am an EV owner, it's interesting how many of them I actually realize, and you're an EV owner as well.
I
am. It's, how many of them I notice now? I don't think, it's one of those things, you start shopping for a car, you see them everywhere, right? You always like, oh, I didn't realize how many of those are on the road. Now I'm kind of counting them on the highway and seeing how many I see on the way to work, and I beg to kind of think that maybe it's just not an EV heavy, maybe just a lot of EVs in Colorado. It just seems to be big heavy ones this week.
Yeah, so fun fact, I found out that Colorado has per capita the most EVs in any other state.
Okay.
And outsold California in EV sales last year.
Okay.
I learned that while doing my research for electrical work and that kind of stuff, and EV chargers and all that stuff. But so I think it's an us thing here in Colorado, because my mother-in-law was just in town this week from Idaho, and she goes, I have yet to see an Ioniq on the roads in Boise.
Really? God,
yeah, which I was surprised, because I'm like, yeah, I see.
Kind of what made you want one, right? You saw it, and you're like, yeah, I'd drive one of those.
Yeah. And my guys have said it. They're like, dude, I never saw one of those until you bought one, and now that's all I see on the roads.
Any EV fans in the comments yet? I don't see anybody talking about EVs. Hey, Lars. Lars says, hey.
Hey, Lars. I was going to give you a call this morning on my way to work, but I ended up calling Roberto from
it's only so much time on the commute.
And I totally was like, I probably should call Lars. So I owe you a call. Maybe tomorrow? Does that sound good?
No. So I want to talk a little bit, that concept I sent you yesterday, which I think is something interesting that we're going to try and add here to the showroom. I think is, if anybody wants to comment, chime in and see if you think this is something that would be interesting to you. But effectively, my daughter's in the Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
She sold her Girl Scout cookies, and one of the top prizes was something called the Ulta Experience. Yeah, I don't shop at Ulta.
Yeah, I talked to my wife about this last night, and she was like, oh, what a great idea.
Yeah, right? So with this, she's a girly girl. She likes doing makeup. She's getting to that age. She's watching makeup tutorials and all this kind of stuff, and she enjoys doing hair and makeup with her friends. And so she was really excited about this, and I didn't really understand what it was. Well, she came up just 12 boxes short of winning her Ulta Experience.
12 boxes.
Close, but no cigar. But we decided she wanted it so bad. You did such a great job. You tried really hard. She went door to door. She was pulling a wagon through our neighborhood selling cookies. She really, really tried. So we were like, we're going to pay for it for you anyways. I had no idea it existed.
Yeah.
So my wife took her, and basically what this is you book a 30 or 60-minute session at an Ulta store, and this expert at makeup and hair and stuff, they'll teach you anything you want to learn. They'll do the process on you, like techniques on how to apply, I don't know, what, eyeshadow or something. Yeah. Obviously, I don't wear a lot of makeup. And so they do all that, and then they kind of like personal shop with you and help you pick things. You get a little bit of credit for your time, but then you also spend more. Obviously, that's their goal. They want you to buy a bunch of stuff. They walk you through and help you pick out some things that are right color for you, or hey, this is this thing that we used in that technique I showed you. And you walk out with an armload of stuff. And I thought to myself, that's not too different from detailing. And how many people would be interested if we said, hey, you can put 60 minutes on the calendar at the Autowash Showroom, and Levi or one of the detailers will walk your car personally and address something you very specifically want to know. Hey, I have aniline leather, and I've never really understood how to take care of it correctly. Right. How could I do that? Or I've never clayed a car before, and I want to pay you guys to do it, but I also want to understand it. And you get to come back here into the showroom, work with the team. For that time, you get to be a part of the process.
And teach you.
So not only does the process get done, but then you get to learn something that you can then, if you decide, hey, you know what, next time I want to clay, I have the time, I'm going to do it at home. I'll pick up some supplies here from Autowash, get my clay and seal kit, and go do it at home next time. Or just knowing, sometimes it's not so much that you want to do it yourself, but that you just want to understand what's happening. You've paid for the service, and like, what exactly is the clay and seal process? Well, if you get to put your hands on it and do it yourself and understand, like, well, I'm glad I'm paying for this. I don't have the time, or I don't want to put the labor in, but now I know, gosh, this is actually a great value that I'm paying for. If you want to see how a one-step polish is performed or that kind of stuff. So tell us in the comments. I mean, if you guys think that is a process that you would like to see, I think we're going to add it. I think that is definitely something coming here.
Totally doable, specifically for the fact that we also have the showroom or the storefront out front, so we can sell some products that they want to use to keep up on that stuff.
Yep.
It was something that I did early on when I was installing coatings. Back when I would install OptiCoat, I would build into my price for a coating job to say, hey, I will do your first wash, but you will also do that wash with me.
Yeah.
And I will show you how to wash the car. And I will teach you, I'll literally ask, how do you want to learn how to wash the car? Do you want to use soap and bucket and a hose? Do you want to use rinseless? Do you want to learn how to do a touchless wash? Do you want to, and that's how we'd start it. And the customer would schedule the time. They'd show up to get a wash. I'd tell them, hey, come in for an hour. Sometimes they come on their lunch break.
Yep.
Bring it in. This did two things. Allowed me to do a coating check to make sure that the coating was correct, but it also allowed me to show them, hey, here's how we're going to wash your car. And sometimes they go, oh yeah, show me rinseless. And we'd show them how to do a rinseless wash. Two things would happen. They would either realize, oh, I can totally do this. This is something well within my wheelhouse. Or,
no wonder I'm paying you guys.
I don't want to do this. You guys, but I was able to create maintenance washes and sell those at the end of it and say, here's the product, here's the maintenance washes. And most times I'd get a mix of both.
Yep.
I'd get some towels sold, I'd get some detail sprays, and I'd get some maintenance washes sold.
And
the customer went off knowing, okay, I have a coating, now I know what I can do to take care of it.
Yeah. And I wonder, I mean, I'm sure there's demand from customers. How many customers want to kind of see, it's the chef's table in the restaurant, right?
Yeah.
Hey, premium, you get to sit
100%.
back in the kitchen and watch the guy prepare your gourmet meal. I wonder how many people would pay for this at other detail shops, if other detail shops are willing to do this. Like, would you invite a customer, even if it was just give them a chair and let them watch your process? Mm-hmm. How much more value does that have now that the customer understands the amount of work? If you're doing full corrections and coatings and they see you back there toiling through a multi-stage correction to get all the scratches out, that $2,000-3,000 they gave you seems very, very much worth it now, seeing how the sausage is made effectively, right? Now, do you want people in your shop watching and critiquing your every move? That's a debate that you can have with yourself. But so we're making these dedicated times where a customer can ask a question, get a focused one-on-one training, and they get the detailed process kind of handled at the same time.
Well, and once you watch something happen, then it usually spurs questions. Mm-hmm. Like,
oh, if you did that, what's this? And
or, hey, I had a question about this. How do I get this out? Like the other night, Carly and I went and looked at a car. As we were walking up, she goes, it's just, this color's not popping on this red Santa Fe we're looking at. And I said, well, that's because it's been ran through a wash, but a brush wash.
Scratched
it's covered in scratches, and it's covered in water spots. Like it had, when I looked at it fully, I was like, whoa, this whole side has been hit by sprinklers. And so I told her, I said, well, the side you're walking up on is just dull.
That's what it looks like when you don't take care of it properly, yeah.
I said, but obviously if we bought this car, I would decon it, clean it, get it going, bring it back. It would be bright, it would be glossy, it would be shiny. I'd put some protection and whatnot. She's like, oh, that's true.
She married a detailer, that's how that works.
But it was her first question was, why does this color not look good? And so those are little questions that people will have or ask or have that kind of thing. And that's one of the benefits also as being a detailer is being able to provide that education to the customers. That's the biggest thing. Yeah. Whether they use you or not, feed them that education and then they at least feel armed.
Nobody's better. Nobody is any worse off for knowing more stuff.
Yeah.
Check in the comments. So Alex Stewart, what a heck of a duo. Thank you.
What up, Alex?
We think so. You're starting a guy band or something here, one of these videos. Seth Cordova, I wish that was an option when I learned how to take care of my car. Would have saved a lot of time researching and trying to learn everything on your own. Agreed. Yes. Like, I mean, the internet's an amazing thing, and there's so much information out there, but very little knowledge, right? You have to piece it together. So you can get all the information, but understanding the application and what actually makes sense. And
that's a lot of that's a big catalog of videos between the two of us.
Just our videos alone.
People want to figure that out.
Somebody should do the math on how many hours of detailing videos there are on the internet. Let's see, Shark Blue Turbo, which EVs do you guys own? So,
I have a Ioniq 5, a Hyundai Ioniq 5, all-wheel drive, limited.
I love your wheels.
0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds, 330 horse, 440 foot-pounds of torque. It is fast.
Your wheels they're nightmarish when I think about cleaning them, but
yeah, I don't like cleaning them.
Cool looking wheels.
Yeah.
So mine is actually behind us right now. That big orange brick over our shoulder there. The 2024 Hummer EV 3-motor with Sport Pack.
Yes.
I've upgraded to 37-inch by 12.5-inch tires. It does 0 to 60 in 3.2, 3.4.
And it weighs twice as much.
And it weighs 10,000 pounds. So. It's like pushing a pole barn through the wind. So it's terribly inefficient. 75 miles on the highway, just watch my range go like this, it drops. But I have incredible visibility at all angles because I'm taller and bigger than everything. It barely fits in most lanes. I think if it gets, I think the number I heard, if it's an inch and a half wider than it is now, you have to actually get a higher class driver's license to drive it. So GMC was like, you know, let's make it as big as we can, but not require special certifications to own it.
That's technically what people wonder when they're like, oh, I put those 3 lights in the center of my grill. Well, that's
DOT requirement.
A DOT requirement based on width.
Yeah,
that's
it's so wide,
T-Rexes
we have to have extra lights.
That's why Hummers have it. That's why dually trucks have it. There's certain rules and regulations, but.
Ryan Rigdon, hello Levi,
What's
and
up,
of course Dylan. Good to see you, Ryan. Thanks for popping in.
Appreciate it, man.
Let's see, Graham Marshall. Hey Levi, long time no message. Been a funny old year, made redundant, and have now officially retired. So tuning in for the first time. Well, congratulations on retirement.
Congratulations, that's awesome, man.
That sounds wonderful.
It actually sounds quite nice.
Just go into retirement and just do live streams all day.
We could, if only somebody would pay us, like Liquid Death or Pepsi.
Yes, from far off exotic locations. The Levi and Dylan podcast, live from the Bahamas, sponsored by Liquid Death. That has an excellent ring to it.
Yeah, it could work. It could easily work.
Severed lime, delicious.
I've got a bottle or can of cherry back there.
That stuff is so good.
It's great.
Shockingly
Who would have thought
delicious.
Water would be so amazing.
So back on our concept here, since we've going all over the place, back to EVs again, but back on the idea of teaching people something, I think there is when we propose that idea, I can hear some detailers screaming, not just the customer staring over my shoulder the entire job, I don't want that. There's also that, like, you want to keep it a secret because if I teach them, they're just going to go do it themselves, which you made an excellent point, is that some of them are going to go, I could do this. And if they do, they were going to figure it out from somebody.
Right.
It's not like you have the market cornered on how to detail a car and they can't find that information anywhere else. But also, there's that other side of the coin, like I mentioned, like just kind of building that value and showing them how much work it is so they appreciate it. People don't go to a detailer because they have an abundance of spare time and money. There's the equipment expense, there's all these things. So when you're paying for a service, you're paying for that knowledge, you're paying for the experience, you're paying for the guy who already has the tools to do it. It's not so easy as just like, okay, I taught the guy, now he's going to go open a detail shop.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to do that. He's got to buy polishers. He's got to buy all the tools and equipment, and then he's actually got to learn how to use it. Seeing it doesn't mean you can do it.
No, and it goes back to any DIY thing. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, I can go watch a cabinet guy make cabinets. Doesn't mean I'm making cabinets for my kitchen tomorrow.
I can watch a guy lay concrete, and I've laid concrete with my dad. Does not mean that that's, you know what I'm going to do? Start a concrete pouring service. Like, I just want to know how it works.
Yep.
And I can see and go, oh, that's how you guys do it. Mm-hmm. And 90% of the time when you allow a customer to actually come in and watch and see what they're doing, the value this provide is actually far easier for them to swallow.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Now, like I said, understanding how much work went into it, because if it's just done behind a curtain, the car disappears for a day, and it comes back and it looks nice. They don't know what all went into it. So I mean, it's part of that education process is a sales tool. Mm-hmm. Whether or not you invite them in and let them be privy to the entire process, maybe that's not it. But having that visibility, like again, the chef's table idea. If I were to open a detail shop, and we're very open here, customer wants to come back and see their car get detail, we bring them back here and we let them see the process happen. But like if I had a detail studio where I'm doing corrections and coatings, I'm working on one car at a time, or I'm doing film, the idea of having kind of that peekaboo window that you could let customers look, kind of like go to like a discount tire, like when I had the tires put on the Hummer. They have a window that looks onto it. I watched my Hummer pull in, I watched it go up on the lift, I watched the guy do everything. I'm sitting there watching like a hawk to make sure it doesn't scratch my wheels and stuff. But like, I'm interested. I'm not going to start swapping tires myself. I'm not going to buy a tire balancer. I'm not going to buy all the equipment they have. I'm interested just to watch it. And I have a higher level of appreciation for people lugging 37-inch tires around. Huff those onto a hub. It's like, man, that's why I'm paying for this. They have all the tools, all the equipment, all the know-how. As long as they don't scratch my stuff, then we're all good. But yeah, that's why I paid a couple $100 to have the tires balanced and the sensors recalibrated and everything on new tires, because I gotta go buy that stuff and do it myself. And even if I have the stuff, back-breaking labor moving tires around.
And it's one of those things that, like, I think for me, it's just the ability of showing, because when I started teaching people, and I started teaching other detailers different techniques, the number one question I got was, why are you doing this? You're giving away your secrets. And this was before I was on
Everybody's going to become a detailer.
This was other detailers in my area, and I was showing them stuff, and they're like, why are you doing this? Like, you're going to put yourself out of business. And I was like, I don't think I am.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to take my work from me. Like
I've got a head start.
Call me are going to continue to call me.
Yeah.
Customers that are going to call you are going to continue to call you.
Yep.
I'm just trying to make it easier for you to do your job so that you can get it done sooner, faster, quicker, because I figured out a way that's going to make it faster.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it was so weird because I remember for so many decades of people going, you know, I'm not going to tell you how I did it, or I'm not going to show you this. And then all of a sudden when I started Hawk's Detail Masters of Shine, it was, oh, hey, this is a cool technique. Have you guys ever tried this? Let me show you this. And they're like, why are you showing me? Why would you do that?
Why are you letting me in on this?
But it was true. And then that moved off into YouTube where, like we said, Dylan and I showed you guys over the last 10 years how to do and use products and services and how to do things. And people have gone and taken that and gone, wow, this is awesome. Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Yeah, make a career out of it, make a hobby out of it, or just have an appreciation for the art and labor that goes into it.
Yeah.
A couple of comments. Jeff C., when I bought my current car, I got quotes from detailers and thought, I can do this myself. I haven't since spent more money on equipment product, but I enjoy the process. True, and that could be, it becomes a journey, right?
Yeah.
At least you have the appreciation for it, and now you understand the cost, but yeah, if you want to get into it, you were always going to get into it. Whoever the detailer told you this is the price, and if they even showed you how to do it, doesn't instantly make you a detailer that's taking business out of their shop. I think this like kind of gatekeeping of the secrets of detail is kind of a weird thing. Seth Cordova agrees with Jeff there. Let's see, Alex, where I would love to have an auto wash up here, especially for our fleet vehicles.
Yeah.
Interesting comment. So we actually have one of the coolest fleet programs ever here at Auto Wash. So I take care of the inbound inquiries for that, and so we have some very large clients, you know, hundreds and hundreds. We have it's a beverage fleet, popular beverage fleet, not Pepsi, maybe a competitor, might be red, white, swoosh.
It's all right.
Can't mention them, they're not paying us. But they are, the local distributor of that product is a fleet customer, a couple hundred vehicles, but we do the opposite of every other car wash. Fleet's a dirty, they don't want to do it because they got to use the stickers, it's the RFID thing, and then there's certain vehicles they can't wash because it's a van, it's got a ladder rack, we can't do this, it's a box truck, we can't do that. So we have a paper wash fleet program where basically we give a discounted rate. There's a fleet admin, they manage their own account, so they don't have to contact us for everything, and their employees just put it on. Most businesses now, they have like a tablet for the order taking or something, or they at least have a cell phone with the Auto Wash app on it. They're a part of that fleet program. They show up, they scan their code, they wash. The fleet manager decides what level of wash they get. They can even monitor how often they're being washed. So if they go, hey guys, we got to wash, our brand is very important. The cars are wrapped. We need them to look nice. You're washing once a week. We need you to wash once a week. So those guys go through and they get a report and all that stuff, but we are unique in that. So Auto Wash, in addition to being touchless and detail and all that stuff, and they get discount on detail. So if they want to bring their fleet in to get a quick express detail, we can do that. But fleet is, by most car wash measures, a dirty word, but here at Auto Wash, we love it.
And it makes it nice, especially if you've got like a pickup for one guy, you've got a van with a ladder rack on the other, you've got, like you said, we've got a box truck or something.
Put it in the self-serve bay.
Like, it's available to be able to use in any situation, which is really great, so that those cars can always look their best and touchless, so it's not scratching and damaging. My buddy runs a Les Schwab, and he would get the fleets for all the work trucks, but the problem was he's got the service trucks have the baskets on the back, and he's like, can't use that.
Can't wash those.
He goes, luckily there was a car wash next door that had self-serve, so he just have to try and get his guys to go do that, wash that truck. And
use their company car, and there's an expense report, and said we're consolidated billing for the whole thing.
And the only other fleet wash was a mister, and they, put scratches on the car.
It is a touch wash.
But yeah, it's one of those things that it'll keep the cars looking better, longer, allow the vehicles to not look so junky.
Cool.
When they're around.
Well, appreciate all you guys tuning in. So if you have any questions about anything related to car washing, detailing, life in general, feel free to ask. Cars, that kind of stuff.
Weather's been crazy.
I do want to tee up. We mentioned it ever so lightly on the last live stream, but the mat restoration service,
which is actually what they're doing right now.
Yep.
They're working on one.
Customer came in and to get that. So I guess let's start, for maybe anybody who didn't see the last live stream. Let's talk them through what the mat restoration service is.
So, well, first things, we pull the mats out of your vehicle. So on our Classic or our Incredible Detail, we provide what we call our interior refresh service. So we lightly vacuum the interior, so we just vacuum it. We call it a light vac because, well, it's certain dog hair, things like that. We want to vacuum it as quick and simply and as effectively as possible while getting the most amount of dirt out of the carpets. But we pull those rubber mats. Well, everybody's rubber mats get covered in mag chloride, mud, dirt, snow, sleet, everything that everyone's been seeing this winter, and it turns them white. and folks will go and they'll rinse them off with the car wash, but what they don't realize is that magnesium chloride is designed to absorb and take in as much water as it can.
Hygroscopic.
Hygroscopic.
Pulling in moisture from the surrounding environment into itself to promote the melting process of ice.
Yeah, so you get them wet and they're covered in that magnesium chloride. It actually dries, it has the opposite effect. It even dries it out even more. It's crazy. So all of our rubber mats and people that put in those all-weather and rubber mats in their vehicles, they go, man, my mats just look awful. They don't look
No matter what I do, I've hosed them down, I've scrubbed them, I hit them with all-purpose cleaner, I hit them with a degreaser. It's like the degreaser's not going to touch that mag chloride. It's completely, chemically, it is not designed to remove that. It'll remove oils.
Yeah.
Spill some sunscreen in there, it's definitely going to take care of it. But mag chloride's a different animal, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be mag chloride. I honestly, in very few areas, I think people aren't putting all-weather mats to some degree in their cars some time of year. So it's like just all the crap that your shoes pick up. Like carpeted mats, I had carpeted mats for so long, and they always, it's like just every few years, there's the spot where your heel has completely worn the nap out. It doesn't matter what you do, unless you are constantly extracting them, the amount of stuff that's on your shoes after you walk through a parking lot, even when it's dry, and then you get in your car,
and some people don't realize they just move their feet back and forth while they're sitting in the car.
Yeah, and you're scrubbing that dirt in. So obviously we're not doing carpeted mat restoration here, but that all-weather mat takes abuse regardless of what the situation is. So it's a killer service. I am excited that we have it because it's one of those things. The second it was posted, one of my neighbors who is not at all a detailing person, like they're just not. They barely wash the car as it is. But that was like they mentioned, they're like, that's a really cool, like I'd do that. And like, that's the person it's for, because it's like not everybody's concerned about clean and shiny outside. They should be, but not everybody is. But a lot of people are like, every time they get in, they look down at the floorboards and go, ugh, and it's just years and years and years of buildup that they don't know how to get out.
Well, and rubber mats are expensive. All-weather mats are very expensive. I mean, it's almost $500 for a full set for a vehicle nowadays.
That's
anywhere
crazy.
From $200 to $500, and so if you can make those last, I actually have a set. The set we use to make my video on the service, I've had those for over a decade. And the goal of those is because I've learned to take care of them, learned to keep them nice. I've transferred them from vehicle to vehicle, even though they don't fit or match. It works because it's a heavy-duty rubber mat.
Just trying to keep the crap out of the carpet.
Yeah, and so what we do is we use Adam's rubber and tire cleaner. We'll soak the mats in that, then we'll scrub them and rinse them off. Once that's done, then we blow them off, dry them off as best we can, and then here's the kicker: we add KCX's Gumi Fix. Now, Gumi Fix is a rubber restorative agent, and its job is to be able to add that what's the word I'm looking for, that hydration that the magnesium chloride has taken away from it.
Basically feeding plasticizers back into the materials.
Exactly.
That's what they lose over time, and that's the part that makes them flexible and soft-ish, is that plasticizer. It's like oils in your skin. It's the rubber equivalent.
Exactly.
Of that.
So it rejuvenates all that, but then the best part is, unlike traditional dressings, it doesn't leave the mats slippery.
Yep.
So it remains that inherent tacky stickiness, and it allows it so that it also adds a layer of protection, so the next time you need to rinse them off, they're much easier to rinse, especially if you got some dirt or some grime, and it's going to stay hydrated.
Which is
so
Yep.
The goal is if we can get customers to bring that in and get that done once a year at least, those mats are going to last so much longer, look so much better. The next time they bring it in to get them cleaned off, they're going to clean easier. Or if they have the service done and then let's say this couple months, they pull them out, bring it into the self-serve bay, hang them up, rinse them off, they're going to look great, and they're not going to be all dried out and gross and weird because there's protectants that have been added that last. So that's one of the great things about it. But we're utilizing really good products for that purpose.
Yep. Just see, I wish there were more mag chloride removing products on the market. Says Autowash isn't everywhere yet. Agreed. It's killer chemistry. I mean, it doesn't do all the work for you, but there is a market difference. I've got this concept of a video I want to attempt to do is I'm going into one of our self-serves and using mag chloride remover and then doing another wash, or maybe like half and half, or we don't, to show how much that actually attacks that, because it's a different kind of dirt, right? And so I've observed it, like on times I've gone, I'm gonna try it without. And I'll just spray our standard, complete crushed foam on there, our regular soap, and it cleans, but there's just that trace, like that sticky lower third of the car that just, it's caked on, it's like a film, and it does not come off. And then I can come back over and hit with mag chloride remover, or hit it first in that case, and it's, the pressure washer can then get it off. It's just that process of getting it to detach itself from the suspension, the paint, the bumper, the lights, all this kind of stuff, because it just sticks to everything. It's so gross. So I am, I don't disagree with you. Everybody should have the options of mag chloride remover if they live somewhere where it is cold and snowy. We will get there as fast as we can. I can't make any promises.
We're trying.
Let's see who else we got in here. Mike G Detailing. What's up, dude?
Hey, Mike.
Mike saying hi to Jeff. So again, guys, if you have any questions about car washing in general, automated car washes, detailing, what Levi and I are up to.
Right now we're just hanging out in the showroom doing this little.
Fridays in the showroom, chilling in the showroom, and I'm sporting my my Dixon with the vintage bag of trucks.
Of that shirt.
My Friday shirt. My Friday party shirt.
Very nice.
So speaking of, we're heading into the weekend. So you've got shops open Saturday.
Yep.
So you guys got
Lately,
work to do.
Saturdays have been a lot of walk-ins.
Yeah.
And we've been able to upsell customers on stuff. So maybe they come in for a $50 basic, which is our basic detail, which is just a hand wash and dry.
Okay.
Put
Get
some
in, get out, get on.
Get the wheels and tires clean. And we've had some folks come in because they're like, you guys wash it this way is the way I would wash it on a Saturday anyway, my driveway.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for me to come in and
$50 and
get
a couple hours of your life back.
We blow out all the water and get it all looking good, and they love hanging out. And I think they also like the way it looks in the car in the showroom.
This is pretty cool. The lighting in here is pretty nice.
Do you think I can take a picture of that before you pull it out? Yeah, we can do that. So
photography as a post detail service could be a thing.
Yeah, but it is neat to see these customers come in and then go, actually, let's do this, and are open to upselling and
I love it.
Getting customers in. And so I'm hoping for, even though we have 2 on the books for tomorrow, hoping we have a good day with some nice weather and some folks being able to.
The weather has turned. I saw there's actually like upper 70s, low 80s in the 10-day forecast. I'm like, oh, we're almost there.
It's getting there.
We're almost there, baby.
But yeah, we were supposed to have a nice sunny day, and then I saw winter weather advisory, and I'm like, really? Come on, man.
Well, welcome to Colorado. If you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I actually have. I need to do an interior on mine, so that is going to be my. I think I'm out of the woods in terms of, so the floor of the Hummer is all rubber. There's no carpet anywhere in it because the roof comes off, and I get it. Like it's like a Gore-Tex material on the doors and the stuff. There's like leather insert in the middle of the seat, so everything's kind of weatherproof. But because the floor is rubber and the mat is like this embedded thing that snaps in, it's extra gross. So and I'm not gonna force these guys to do it. So that is on my weekend agenda. Is I'm gonna run by Autowash Longmont.
Nice.
I'm gonna pull the mats out. I'm gonna give them a thorough blast off. I'm gonna get in there and scrub around the nooks and crannies on the interior on the rubber mats, and then I'm gonna take it home. And I think I am gonna do some gummy pledge on mine as well, because it needs it. I think this is its first full season through winter, and I was reminded once again of how much I just don't like the way my floor looks after snow. It's gross.
It's surprising. I didn't think it was going to be this bad, and then you kept telling me, no, man, magnesium chloride wrecks everything, and I go, oh, come on, Dylan.
It's not on the inside of the car, is it? Oh, it's everywhere.
Chloride too. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure the entire state of Colorado got a bulk discount on it.
Dude, I literally had to go to Walmart and buy towels to throw them down because it was literally, I had pools of magnesium chloride inside my car.
Well, that dovetails perfectly into what Mike G's asking. Not a detail question, but Levi, how has the transition been so far on your new journey?
So far, so good. We've kids are doing good. We've had family visiting every 3 weeks, basically, is what it feels like. I think pretty much every 3 weeks we've had a family member come visit, which has helped immensely with the transition of my wife and kids and being at the house. My backyard is a beautiful bird sanctuary. The MOSHQ Colorado edition has an abundance of wildlife and birds, which has been really fun. Yeah. We put a bunch of bird feeders out. We've got binoculars and all kinds of stuff. So I'm excited to see how spring looks on that creek behind our house.
Yeah, this will be your first full spring.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm also excited to find out what hail's like.
Oh yeah.
Because I have never been scared of hail in my life, and now I'm hearing all these horror stories, and I need to get my garage cleared out so I can pull my cars in.
It happens. It is terrifying. I have been fortunate enough, knock on wood, I've not been caught in anything significant yet. Narrowly missed a few. It's odd when it does happen. Out east of I-25, bad. It's bad, really bad when it gets like baseball size, golf ball size stuff.
25.
Yeah. So, but far east of 25. But if you if you see the forecast, it's kind of easy to predict when it's going to happen. It's just those days where you're like, it doesn't just like surprise everybody.
Right,
It's like, it's kind of,
there's a storm coming.
You're like, there's a good chance there's going to be hail. And that's the days you take it
The
inside.
nice thing is, as an executive here at Autowash, I have the ability to park indoors.
Yes, indoor
if
parking
needed,
is a thing.
So I can do that as well during the day. And then I just need to get my garage cleared out, finish breaking down those boxes so I can pull a car in.
Now we know if all of a sudden there's a spike of detail scheduled right around the hours of when a storm is about to hit, just because people want indoor parking.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's been, but it's so far so good. We've been finding our way around. We went out to Highland Ranch yesterday. Gorgeous area.
Beautiful area.
Holy cow. We were like, ooh, we should have moved out here, but it's closer to the mountains, that's why. But we like our area. It's very nice. I like being up high. That's been kind of fun, being up, because we're pretty much at the top of Smoky Hill. So it is weird to have a backyard at 6,000 feet, which is kind of nuts.
And getting winded while you're out in the back doing yard work.
Yeah. I just walked to Augie's school, and I'm like, forget this is altitude training.
You go back to sea level, you're going to feel like Superman.
I'm walking the dog. So, but yeah, no, it's been good. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Scott Kelly, my friend, lives in Highlands Ranch. Look at that.
No, nice.
And don't forget to drop a like for these beauties. Thank you, Alex. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Alex.
Lomax49, would it be a bad idea to get a detail done if the weather is supposed to be bad afterwards? This is an interesting question, and I'll let you start. And then
I always say no, just because it's better to get the crap off and then get it protected.
Nope.
And then it's not so hard to rinse it the next time.
Yeah, and it drives at the heart of everybody kind of goes, well, detailing's for appearance. It's like, well, that's part of that's the fun part.
Yeah.
That's the part that you get to go, ooh, look, it looks so nice. But honestly, the real reason that you should be doing it, that everybody should be doing it, is that deep clean, decon, and protection. And the protection being the key part. And if you are headed for weather, there's no better time to get more protection on the paint than before weather. Like that's the one thing that's going to screw the paint up. Sure, if you have a detail and there's nothing but sun and warm weather in the forecast, you get to enjoy the beauty part of it longer. But the main reason that you should be doing it, the protection, while it's great, isn't doing a whole lot for you until there's something precipitation-wise, snow, rain, otherwise. That's the stuff that's actually harming your vehicle. So to answer your question, Lomax49, no, it's not a bad idea. You just got to reconcile yourself with the fact that, is it going to be as pretty after an event? No, a weather event's going to happen and make it dirty, but it will be easier to clean, and you get to go through that weather event knowing that I got this barrier of protection on things. I don't have to worry about the mag chloride causing damage to my surface, or if the sun comes out and dries that rain on here, it's not going to leave this severe spot that etches the paint. You're paying for the protection. That's really the main thing. And with express services like this, it's not like you have to spend, you're not spending a fortune to have this done. You can come back, and if you bought a classic or incredible for a couple $100 and got the full Megillah kind of, come back in for a basic and get a refresh on it. So another $50, you come in, you get your refresh done on it, maybe add on your floor mat cleaning, whatever you're going to do, but you don't have to do the full thing every single time.
Yeah.
There's that maintenance detailing aspect as well.
Well, and I used to always get this. I would always get our car cleaned and detailed and ready to go before we go on a road trip. So if we go visit family in Utah, we're going to be driving it for 6 hours. It was, I'm going to get it cleaned up. Or if we went to go camping or something, I'd always wash and clean the vehicles before I load them.
Yeah.
Right? Because if it's clean, then it's much easier for me to pack the vehicle, get it ready to go. But also
not grinded in goldfish crackers and Cheerios as you're putting stuff in the back.
Putting protection on the vehicle, also, especially in the summertime, against bugs and all that stuff that you're going to hit on that road trip. So if you're able to do that, I used to, my lovely, beautiful wife would tell me, why are you doing that? We're just going to get it dirty. The point is that I'm protecting everything, and it's all clean. So when it is, I know that it was already clean once. It's not a couple weeks worth of grime and grit and dirt, and there's no like half-eaten rotten apples or anything under the seat to surprise me.
Exactly.
It's just the dirt that we put in on the weekend road trip down to visit family.
Anybody who's a detail enthusiast knows that fresh detail feeling where you know that protection is kind of at its thickest, whether you're car coated or not. You know, you put a topper on it, it's extra slick, things are coming off easier even, all that kind of stuff. Like, why would you not want that right before it's about to get exposed? That's like, it's primed for it. That's like, it's ready, it's game day ready at that point. Instead of going, well, it's already pretty dirty, I'll just let it get more dirty. And one, your protection may not be where it needs to be. And then that post cleanup, the bug guts is always like the thing. It's like, I'll make it, you'll find this soon. You'll hit spring here in Colorado. We have big juicy bugs, and you make that drive out towards the airport, holy
I already
hell.
hit some bugs the other day.
They're coming out of
the airport.
These demons are coming out of hibernation. But you'll see it, and it's, I mean, you look like your car has a 5 o'clock shadow, one run to DIA and back, and it's just miserable. And so if I have somebody coming into town, I know I'm gonna make an airport run or I'm going out of town for a trip, I'm running through the wash, and if at a bare minimum, if I'm not doing a full detail, all my mirror caps, my windshield, and all my leading edges are getting a quick clay. I'm refreshing, I'm doing my coating top or whatever I'm doing the night before. So that way when I make that run out to the airport, I'm gonna get to the airport and park. It's gonna look like hell, but then it's gonna sit at the airport for 5 days while I'm at a trade show or something. I get in, it still looks like hell, I drive it home, but I can literally run through the wash on the way home, and because that protection's doing most of what it's supposed to do, one, any acidic bugs are not leaving etching in any surfaces at all, but also the wash can knock those things off. There's no additional, I don't have to pre-treat with bug remover, I don't have to do this stuff. They didn't have a chance to bond. There's a non-stick kind of going on there. And so it's whether it's long drives, it's road trips, all this stuff, there is no reason you should put off a detail simply because you know it's gonna get dirty again. Newsflash, it's gonna get dirty again anyways.
Yeah, it'll get dirty anyway.
There's no stopping. Unless you keep it in a hermetically sealed bubble in a museum somewhere, it's gonna get dirty. So the only part is you gotta just reconcile yourself. It's not gonna be freshly detailed pretty for as long. You're gonna have to detail it again
and again,
anyways.
that's what our basics for. Come in, get it touched up. So.
Let's see who else we got in here. So, Scott Kelly. Scott Kelly said his friend who lives on Highlands Ranch also enjoys using Autowash. He goes skiing every weekend. So he's a guy probably definitely using the heck out of our bays. Let's see, big fan of cleaning up my vehicles for a trip. Scott as well. And John Belinsky. Joey Belinsky. Well.
What's up,
so
brother?
nice to see you on Q&A again, Levi. Also, I would like to purchase Dylan's shirt. That's my OnlyFans will be put in the just kidding.
So
no.
just so you know, Joey, I don't think you would fit in this shirt. Joey is a very reacher-sized gentleman, as we used to say.
Big human, yeah.
Joey, how tall are you? Like 7'2", 7'4", something like that.
Everybody's recognizing Joey in the comments. Joey! Yeah. So no, this shirt is not for sale. I'm very attached to this shirt. I love this shirt.
Yeah. And, it's he walked in with it and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I missed out on that one. Because I remember when I came out and I thought I should get that. And then
part of the joy of having you here is that I get to Dixon flex on you on the regular.
It was fun when I could Dixon flex on Anthony and Dane, but I am a small fish in a big pond here with against you, Dixon.
Yeah, well, pump those numbers up.
Yeah.
Sydney Bregwin in the house. Hey guys, good to see you both. Thank you for checking in, Sid. Good to see you. Joey is 6'7". How quickly you forget, Levi. That is a big human.
I was giving you a couple extra inches, bud. I know how tall you are.
6'13".
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. So again, guys, any questions about car washing, detailing, and that kind of stuff? What we're here for, but we're just kind of letting you in on the chat. It's our new tradition on Fridays, just to hang out with you, let you ask questions.
Every other Friday, we're going to be coming to you live.
Yep.
And we'll be in here for about an hour, just talking shop and asking questions if you guys have anything, because we're kind of unique in the fact that we got car washes, detailing, we got all this stuff. So.
I actually somebody had left a comment earlier on one of the posts that says we were going live, and they had the question of, they enjoy the convenience of the automatic touchless.
Yeah.
But they like the do-it-yourself of self-server washing at home. And so they're kind of this conundrum of which do I do? They feel guilty that they don't put the effort in if they do the automatic touchless. They enjoy doing the self-serve time, or they wash at home. And which do you prefer? And which do you prefer? If you have the option, you're at an auto wash location.
As the new person in the group, and coming from the availability of having everything at my house originally, being able to wash at my house in Boise, having the MOSHQ wash bay, which is the front yard, being able to wash there and do that stuff, I enjoy it. But then I realized, no, it's just the washing process, period, that I enjoy. It doesn't matter where I do it at. So whether I'm going through the automatic bay, I love that process of it. I like being able to get out, grab my towel, grab my spray, wipe the car down afterwards, and bounce. I also, on some Saturdays when I've been bringing the Ionic, I pull it in here and I've washed it a couple times self-serve.
A little graphome action?
Just for fun, just because, hey, I want to squirt some soap all over the car and rinse it off myself and get in my fender wells and do all that kind of stuff. And so it doesn't matter to me. I enjoy just the process of
cleaning.
Cleaning.
Yeah, cathartic and therapeutic in a way, right?
Now I will say I'm very spoiled by having the automatic
Yeah.
available to be able to do that. You guys, it's like in having a fully functioning, proper automatic touchless wash that works the way that it should, and not like traditional other kind of inverted L touchless washes that I've had to deal with for so many years. It's so nice to go, oh, I know that's coming off.
That'll work just
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm a seasonal choice when I'm washing. I have not washed at home in my driveway. It's been years now, to be totally honest, and it is partially.
But you've always had access to the wash bay.
I've had access
even
to this.
at Rupes.
Yeah, at the Rupes wash bay. So that's kind of probably the last, like at Rupes I would occasionally wash in the wash bay there, but I just don't do it at home anymore.
Yeah.
And it's not for lack of wanting, it is more very, very crazy, like work, business commitment schedule, and then crazy busy at home, which I'm sure you are too, and everybody is. So like the convenience of doing either of them, I haven't washed at home in a long time. I kind of miss it. One of these days I might just bust out the foam cannon and do it just to kind of relive my youth, right?
Yeah.
But I tend to...
teach Tegan.
Or teach Tegan, yes. If she wants to learn. It's all about makeup now. She's not really into it.
You never know.
But in the winters, I am pretty much, I am a little bit of a hybrid in the winters. If it's not frigid out, I actually use both on the same occasion. What I will do is I'll go into the self-serve bay. I will do mag away. So I will go to mag treat all my lower rockers and that kind of stuff. I will use the high pressure and I'll knock the chunky stuff off, the worst of the worst.
All the big snow chunks.
Then I'll just whip around and I will take an automatic wash because I don't want to sit out in the cold and freeze, my hands cold and that kind of stuff. Then we get to summer, I tend to use the automatic a little bit less because like you, I'll take my bottle of Complete Clean with me, take a couple of products. I will run through the self-serve. I'll do a real thorough self-serve wash. I don't need any contact because I'm coated, and 9 times out of 10 I don't need contact. And then if I do, let the guys do it. But then I'll pull off to the edge somewhere, bust out my towel, I'll dry it, I'll take some time and apply, Complete Clean, wipe everything down, do a quick wipe of the interior, dress my tires, all that kind of stuff. And I'll spend, I usually do it like, I'll do it like on a Saturday or Sunday morning when the wash isn't as busy and like the weather's like in the 80s and it's just beautiful out. It's like a nice quiet time to go just hang out at the car wash.
Well, and I like it because for me, it fosters ideas.
Yeah, I need that moment just to kind of sit there and clear my head. I run into customers. It's kind of fun. We'll sit there and it's, I'm not wearing auto wash gear when I'm doing this, but somebody will pull up and they'll either recognize the Hummer from a video or they'll ask a question about the Hummer and they're, oh yeah, I work here. Oh, dude, I love this place. I come here all the time. Da, 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 da. What's this? What's this? So there's just that too. There's a fun opportunity to engage with people who are fans of the brand or have maybe first time visiting. I've never been here before. This place is awesome. So that's kind of that's my summer routine is that self-serve reality.
I got to do that the other day up at Fox Hill. I went up to pick up some tacos for Mr. Taco, and while I was waiting for my tacos to get made, I walked next door to Fox Hill, which is one of the Autowash locations, and there was garbage on the ground all around. I walked around, picked up some trash, hung up some vacuums. A lady came up to me, and I was wearing my Salem, my orange flannel, with this hat on, and she goes, "Excuse me, do you work here?" And I said, "As a matter of fact, I do, but I actually
not here, but here."
Yeah, but I said, "But I work for the company," and she was like, "Oh, okay. Is this vacuum working?" And I walked over and checked, and I don't know a lot, but I was like, "I'm pretty sure it does." So I pulled out my app and scanned it for her.
Vacuum
I said,
code?
"Well, here you go. Here's your vacuum. You can run it." She's like, "Oh my gosh!" and grabbed her husband and had him come over, and they were having just a hard time trying to figure it out. But it was fun to be able to do that too.
So we got a couple other questions. Lomax right now, do we have any products that we can use at home? We actually do have a co-branded product called Complete Clean. It's kind of it's a Swiss Army knife product. A little bit of rinseless, a little bit of waterless wash, uses a drying aid. I love this stuff. We use it as our clay lube here in the shop. But then we are partnered up with Adams for the rest. There may be additional, we have products. We do have products available for sale and purchase. Not right now, but maybe in the future. You never know. But right now, a lot of Adams stuff in the showroom.
We've got some Adams and some of the early Autowash
stuff. Yep.
Products that are available, but you can pick up that Complete Clean from the website.
Yep, we have that available. Yep, go to the detailing tab on autowashco.com, and there's the detail shop, and then there's our detail partners, which are the other shops that we refer business to for coatings and higher end stuff. And then we've got information on our clay and seal kit, which is our kind of our primary, like the basic that everybody should be doing. That we partnered up with Adams. We said, here's the product we want. We want this lube product for clay, but we want it to also be kind of a wipe down product, and then they pair it in with their graphene boost, which is a great product, simple to use. So somebody who doesn't want to come into the shop for a detail, or just want something that they can do at home on their own that helps the wash work better, helps the car look better, and it's something that they can pick up in a couple of minutes. Scan the bottle, even has a tutorial video on how to do it.
What I like about Complete Clean is the smell, and one of the great things is like I was using it, I was freshening up Carly's car, because looking to trade it in, and I was spraying it on the door panels, on the dash, on just getting stuff, cleaning out the cup holders, and that nice fresh orange scent, that creamsicle scent. So it was really nice to be able to clean everything up and get it.
I have a bottle that rides around in my frunk full time, just for such occasions. Let's see what else we got here. Sydney wants to know if we are going to build any in Boise.
Possibly.
Possibly. You never know. Eventually. First from Puerto Rico. First is always first. Let's see, over and over and over again, tagging everybody. Thank you, first from Puerto Rico. Dan Pfeiffer, word up, guys. What up, guys? Happy Friday to you both. Hope all is well. Everything is well. Thank you. It's Friday. I'm having a great time. And then Seth asked, how can somebody win one of these hats? What should we do today? We already told that we got a couple of guys that are going to be expecting some hats in the mail, international post, as it were. What could we make? What hoops do we have these fine folks jump through to win one of these stylish Autowash snapbacks?
One, subscribe to the Autowash YouTube channel.
Let's get you on subscribing, yeah.
Leave a comment on this live, not in the live chat, but actually after the chat's over, after the show's over, leave a comment.
Yep, we'll post this shortly after it's done.
And then go find Dylan's video on the YouTube channel, on our Autowash YouTube channel, about the magnesium chloride.
We did spend a lot of time talking about magnesium chloride. The Magnesium Menace is called.
Watch that video and comment on it, and make a comment about a hat.
Cool. Yeah, say something about the hat in the comments on that video and on this video. We'll find you. We'll track you down. It looks like we're getting ready to deliver another satisfied customer, taking the car out front.
There we go. All right.
And I would also say, while you're there, if you do find the Magnesium Menace video, which is a very interesting video, I'm not just because I'm in it.
I actually sat and watched it because I was like fascinated by it.
I mean, you get to, I did a lot of research for that video. The amount of damage that is directly attributable to magnesium chloride, because it is actually technically worse for your car than regular road salt. It is actually more aggressive. It's safer for plants and animals, but worse for the cars. So there's a bunch of cool information in there. If you don't live somewhere it's snowy, watch that video and appreciate that you don't live somewhere it's snowy. But there's actually a follow-up video. There's a bonus video we call it a Magnesium Menace Bonus Part 2, where we actually, because we had somebody who was kind of a magnesium chloride damage denier in the comments of the first one. I have lived in Colorado my entire life.
I saw that.
And I have never seen this kind of damage. You guys are just fear-mongering, blah, blah, blah. This is all just to sell car washes. And so I devised an experiment, and I think it's really cool. And you can see we had this time-lapse video. We took a piece of just raw steel, about a sheet of steel, and we stripped it down so it didn't have any of the oils and stuff from machining on it, nothing hiding it, kind of replicating what your muffler, your exhaust tubing, your suspension components, all that kind of stuff is made of on the underside of your car, or any raw or exposed panels where you got a chip in the paint, right? And we created a 2-spec, what the dilution is intended to be for magnesium chloride on road use by municipal use, like this is how much you should use per gallon of water, and we sprayed it, and we just kind of replicate it. You drive through this stuff, and then it dries, and then you drive through it again, and it dries, and drive through it again, and then maybe you go through the wash, you wipe it off, and then it dries again. We saw the top was forming this like surface level rust, and you'll see this in the video. It's just one of those, I did not expect that moments in making YouTube content, but we're like, man, it just forms within like an hour, it's already starting to form that surface rust. We forgot that it was sitting on a table just like this. It had a towel under it so we didn't get soaked through to the table. We flipped over the panel because we'd forgotten that we had been soaking that towel with it too. So the underside looked like it had been at the bottom of the ocean, because it never got relief from the exposure. So we weren't cleaning it. We were only cleaning the top side.
It was staying damp.
It was, and that bottom side, oh my Lord. So you see that video too. So watch the Magnesium Menace video, then watch the bonus video that we did on that if you want to see the science-y part of it. It horrifies me to think that that's what's happening to the underside of cars, because as fast as that happened, pretty much like over a weekend. I think we sprayed it on a Thursday and we let it sit for like over a week and came back on Monday and looked at it and went, and that's not unusual, right? You could drive through a snowstorm, not wash your car for a week, and it'll go that amount of rust, then repeat that 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times in a season.
And it's wild because like we said, like here in Colorado, in Boise, we just spray a little bit on the intersection so you don't crash in an intersection. But here, it's like the roads are soaked in it. It's a copious amount. that you guys use here.
It's like I said, I feel like the state of Colorado, specifically around the Denver metro, they got like they went to Costco to buy their magnesium chloride, and they're like, we got so much, we can just throw this stuff around. But we've got to use it because we just can't let it go bad.
The roads are clean. Like the roads are free of, they are soaked in magnesium chloride, but they are free of snow.
Some very naggy roads. Scooby-Doo 1991 is Steven, who's in our Forerunner feature video, and also subject of our Father's Day photo shoot last year, which are some of my favorite photos that we have ever done here. He loves us, so I love to see you on here too. And wants to know if we're hiring. Do we need a mechanical engineer? We are not hiring a mechanical engineer yet or right now, but there's always, if you're ever interested in to know what Autowash has available for positions, you go to autowashco.com/jobs. It's also under the Contact Us tab. There is the current postings, the openings that we have available. You can always apply to those. And then we have down below that just a, hey, there's nothing that looks like it fits my skill set, but I want to send you my resume, because there have been times when people have applied and we're like, well, we don't need that guy now, but heck, let's hire him because we're getting ready for that. So certainly feel free to apply, Stephen. We'd love to have you on the team if there's a fit. Let's see, who else we got in here? G. Davis, check it in. G. Davis, if you missed it earlier on, sir, you are receiving a hat. We'll be reaching out to get your contact information to ship that off to you so you can represent. And thank you for your humor and support.
Thank you for your service, as a comedian and our friend.
Let's see, we got anything else? We're getting kind of close to the end of our time here. We're running up on an hour, so we'll probably shut this down in a little bit. But G. Davis, every other Friday. Yes, we will be live every other Friday is the goal. So.
Yep, every other Friday at about 1 o'clock is our game plan. So I believe in 2 weeks we may have a little guest that we'll see, but to help us out and just say hi. And but that's kind of the goal. We're just going to be able to do this and answer some questions for you guys and just check in, and that way you can see what we're doing and what's new and what we're trying to
with our last 5 minutes, 4 minutes now. You made a pilgrimage to a very, very special place.
I did.
This past weekend we discussed it. Would you like to share with the audience?
I went to Buc-ee's.
Levi finally had his Buc-ee's experience.
So fun fact, there is a Buc-ee's here in Colorado, and it is the only one.
Yep. They're undeveloped of the second one, but this is the only active one that is open.
The only active one that is this far west.
Yep.
Because they have one in, I was going to say west of the Mississippi, but they built one in Texas.
Yeah. It's the furthest west location.
This is the furthest west location, and
I believe for a brief moment, so they're largest, because they always break their own record, and then they opened one like right after that one in a different, and it was even bigger. So we get to hold that title for just a brief
but
moment.
we went up there, took the family up there. We tried to go to the, well, it was a great juxtaposition. We tried to go to the Denver Museum of Natural History and Science.
Museum.
And it was
educational.
Packed.
Yeah,
so we went to Buc-ee's instead.
Which is almost the same thing.
Yeah, it was, but it was great. We, my kids and my wife and mother-in-law got sweatshirts. I had a delicious brisket sandwich. We got to hear them yell when the meat was on the board. And Hadley goes, "What is that?" And we said, "That's when they get the meat out. Let's go look."
You get to have some beaver nuggets.
I bought 3 bags of beaver nuggets.
That's dangerous.
To bring home, and then I also bought a box of fudge.
Oof.
And so I've been working slowly on my box of fudge.
You experienced the beef jerky wall. You just said you didn't buy any, but you did.
Buy
Overwhelming paralysis by analysis.
I didn't know which one I wanted, but I was in awe of this giant wall of beef jerky. So
if you guys have not been to a Buc-ee's, this probably sounds really weird that we're talking about this, but those of you who are completely, I can say like G. Davis, Buc-ee's is awesome.
Yeah.
Yep, because it is. It's
unbelievable.
It's the most incredible gas station experience you will ever have in your life, and to call it a gas station is almost insulting. It's it's just a place that's amazing.
It's a destination.
That happens to have a ton of gas pumps.
A ton. I couldn't believe it.
I mean, like almost see the curvature of the earth as you look down the aisle, like you're at pump 1 and pump 200 and something at the other end.
Yeah, no,
kind of see the curve of the earth.
It was unbelievable, and how the speed in which they were processing people. I was absolutely in awe. I mean, you always see online like, oh, this is what Buc-ee's pays their people, and this is what Buc-ee's does this and does that. But to walk in and actually experience it and go, holy cow, this is an operation.
The scale is impressive, but then it's you and I talked about, just the variety of stuff is weird. You can buy yourself a Buc-ee's boogie board, a Buc-ee's sweatshirt. I mean, it's just things that you didn't even things you didn't expect a gas station to sell. They're selling them.
No, it was wild. I went to get soda, and they only had Buc-ee's branded soda.
How was the soda, by the way?
That was fine. It was Buc-ee's diet soda. Yeah, not too bad.
Comparable.
Yeah, okay. But it was good. But it was wild to do. So that was fun. It was exciting to experience something different.
Yep.
So.
Scott Kelly added, they're building a Buc-ee's here in Virginia soon, about 25 minutes from you apparently.
Ooh.
You are in for a treat, sir.
That'll be fun.
I would just suggest carve out some time. You're going to need it to experience the whole thing.
I think we're there for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I mean, and to say that you went to a gas station for an hour and a half is one of the more bizarre statements you're ever going to make in your life.
Yeah,
but
well, we ate lunch there and did some other stuff.
But try the food, the brisk sandwich for sure. Carve out, grab a bag of beaver nuggets as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Thank me later. And then definitely stop by. The jerky ball is my favorite, and it's overwhelming. I had no idea there were so many options, like cherry wood smoked whatever. Oh God, it's so good. You can spend a lot of money buying beef jerky too. So, Buc-ee's seems like a lifestyle versus an experience. It kind of is.
I can see that.
No, I'm part of the cult now. I'm only a short 20-minute drive.
Yeah, I think that would be
it's
dangerous because it's an hour from me. So
drive my EV to a gas station for the food.
You can pull into the supercharger there.
Say that statement out loud. It sounds really, really bizarre. Drive my EV to a gas station to go get delicious food.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. But I will say that's one of the fun things about here is we also have Quick Trips in Colorado, which awesome. The food at Quick Trip is insane. I've never experienced gas station food that has been that. I mean, the only thing I can compare it to is my brother-in-law used to own a convenience store in Springville called Jake's Brookside, and they had a grill, and it was like a diner.
Actual
they
food.
Actually made food, and that's how Quick Trip feels like. I ordered a bacon cheddar ranch, grilled cheese, gave Dylan a piece of it, and he's been dreaming about it. He's been plagued by nightmares ever since.
It's haunting my dreams.
All right. To you.
60 minutes went by.
There we go. Easy.
That. I love these things. It's fun. It's good to see everybody commenting and stuff. So again, we're going to try to do these every other Friday. We got a lot of business to handle. We can't do it every Friday. We'll do every other Friday. Remember, there is instructions earlier on how you can possibly win one of these hats. Do not comment right now in the live. Wait until this is reposted as a permanent fixture, and that's where you're going to find your instructions on what to do. And we'll be sending out some more of these hats. Congratulations to the guys that we notified that you're going to be winning. And you guys have a fantastic weekend.
Enjoy it.
We'll see you on the next one. Well done, sir.
You too, man.